What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're back with some Destiny 2 news and updates. And so, in the video today, Bungie confirm extra loot changes coming for weapons ahead of Season 22. And of course their reveal for economy and ritual weapon adjustments this week, so we'll talk about that. But we also have changes for the game live this week, as well as new issues with the Solstice quests for the year. And there are as always a handful of bugs and issues, some of which Bungie give us details on, including hints about upcoming patches and fixes in the next season. And then they confirm that they'll give us a date for the Season 22 Reprised raid shortly. Plus we have teasers for the Final Shape soundtrack, with a return of nostalgic themes from Destiny 1. And there are a handful of other updates to talk about today. So, as always guys, if you enjoy the video, a rating below would really help us out. But without further delay, let's get into it. And so initially today, the Destiny 2 team clarified some stuff about upcoming weapon changes next season, and they said, quick correction, the TWID originally said that 2 new weapons are entering the Trials pool, but they clarify that 1 new weapon will be entering the pool, and the other will be a highly requested hand cannon making its return with updated perks. And so of course it's in relation to Trials of Osiris weapons next season, and essentially they'd suggested we get 2 new weapons, but obviously they're confirming that we'll see the return of the Igneous Hammer from Trials next season, as well as a brand new weapon of some sort. So I guess kinda disappointing that there won't be 2 brand new weapons, but they had also confirmed that the Messenger, Immortal, Astral Horizon, and Unexpected Resurgence will be in the pool for Season 22. So we can add Igneous Hammer to that list as well. And in terms of other changes that we're going to see for the new season, Bungie has said that this week we will get a new Developer Inside article with updates to Masterworking currencies, and they'll discuss weapons for ritual activities in Season 22 as well. So that news will be coming very soon, probably in the next day or so. And as always, I'll keep you guys posted, so be sure to stay tuned here on the channel. Next up though, following the patch that we had this week, there was an issue around Reset, where Destiny 2 voice chat was no longer functioning correctly, and just in case you haven't been back in the game since then, Bungie Help did say voice chat issues have been resolved and players should now be able to use it again. So hopefully we won't see another repeat of that problem. Also in the update this week though, Bungie said that player progression in Solstice is no longer blocked by completing kindling objectives early. However, it turns out there's another issue, so they tweeted, "We're actively investigating a fix for a new issue that has been discovered further along the Solstice quest chain after today's fix went out, and the issue kept the kindling pop-up active and further blocks quest progression when rekindling all armor on one character." And so for any folks still working on the quest stuff, there are unfortunately more bugs that have come to light after the patch this week. And so once again, it's possible we'll see yet another update before the end of Solstice. Certainly frustrating if you have been affected by it, and hopefully we'll get an update for that soon. Looking ahead though, on top of the reveal for changes coming to weapon pools and things like that in the Season 22 update, Bonafide Hero on Twitter did say, "Can we get a Season 22 raid date confirmation in this week's TWID?" And the Destiny 2 team replied, "You've got it." And so it looks like on Thursday we will indeed get some information about the upcoming Reprised raid in Season 22. They probably won't give us details on which raid's coming back, but we'll at least get a date. As always, we can probably expect that in the first couple of weeks of the season. Maybe they'll give a tiny tease as to which raid will come back, although we'll probably have to wait for that info. I'm certainly holding out hope for Wrath of the Machine, but of course there are other options that Bungie may have explored. Although I guess for now all we can do is hope that it's a juicy one. Give us your thoughts on what you'd like to see returned down in the comment section though. Up next though, someone on Reddit pointed out that Trial of the Old Gods isn't working correctly, but also that Celestial Fire's melee is broken, and that Liar's Handshake isn't working correctly either. And the Destiny 2 team replied, "Thanks for the report. We've checked into these and are currently tracking a fix for Child of the Old Gods in an upcoming update later this season." Plus they say they have fixes for Celestial Fire and Liar's Handshake planned to go out next month with Season 22. And they added that they've looked into the issue and it looks like the fix requires some engineering work, so they've got a team looking at getting it prioritized for a future release. But either way, Child of the Old Gods should be working correctly soon, with those additional changes waiting until Season 22 starts. So it at least gives us extra clarity about upcoming changes in the next couple of months. Moving on though, before we talk about any more news stuff, this season we have had weekly dialogue inside of the Veil Containment mission that Bungie added at the start of the season. And these weekly bits of dialogue give us more information about the Veil, and are essentially recordings of Chioma Esi's research logs about the Veil, but also Maya Sundaresh and what that character was doing with the Veil, exos and various bits of technology. And a lot of players have actually missed out on these this season. It hasn't really been at the forefront, but the dialogue that we get this week does confirm that we'll see new voice recordings on a weekly basis all the way until the end of the season. And fortunately, if you haven't been catching up with these on a week-to-week basis, you can start up the Veil Containment mission and actually listen to all of the ones that have come out so far, so it is something you can catch up on. But in case you wanted to check out this week's dialogue, here it is in full.
Chioma Essie, personal log, incidental. Maya's dead. I found her in the conductor's chair, alone. Nobody knows what she was doing. Her copy, that thing, Lakshmi, is still developmentally incomplete. It doesn't understand what happened to Maya. I had it quarantined until we do something.
There's no dates on any of these files. There's no telling how much time is set between them.
Time enough for loss. How many are left?
3 more.
Then let us hope there are yet more answers to uncover.
On to some other news though, and the game post shared that Destiny 2 The Final Shape soundtrack may feature classic melodies from Destiny, which were originally written by Paul McCartney, and of course Marty O'Donnell, who was one of the main composers for Bungie soundtracks going into Destiny's launch, although Marty O'Donnell no longer works with Bungie. But the article says it seems that the upcoming soundtrack for the Final Shape expansion may include some beloved melodies from the original Destiny, and it appears that the developer is in the process of recording the soundtrack for the Final Shape, but is also planning on bringing back some classic melodies for the upcoming expansion. And this was teased by Ella Feingold, one of Bungie's music orchestrators, who shared some images on her Instagram profile. And we can see on the sheet music right here, these pictures were taken from a live recording session apparently, and it looks like they're planning to use some of the stuff that Paul McCartney and Marty O'Donnell had worked on for Destiny. And so that probably means, especially with it being the Final Shape and the 10-year anniversary, that we're going to see some key kind of themes returning from Destiny 1, as well as potentially new stuff that could have been worked on as well. Of course, there was the track that had vocals from Paul McCartney that launched alongside Destiny 1, Hope for the Future. Kinda cool, but kinda cheesy as well. But the article points out it's essential to note that this news doesn't necessarily mean that Paul McCartney or Marty O'Donnell will be composing new pieces for the game, but it's probably the case that some of the stuff they'd worked on for Destiny 1 will be reprised and used for the upcoming Final Shape expansion. So we can probably expect to see a fair amount of nostalgia, and I certainly enjoyed a lot of the Destiny 1 vanilla music. So personally, I think that could be pretty exciting, but give us your thoughts below, and I'll also link the article in the description box. But our final note for today, and the Bungie Foundation shared that the community has raised more than $1 million during the Bungie Day Giving Festival, which of course benefits the Bungie Foundation, and all of that stuff started alongside Bungie Day earlier this month. So obviously pretty incredible that that amount has been raised, and it points to just some of the positive stuff the community is able to achieve. So pretty cool right there, and I thought it was certainly worth a mention. But for today, guys, that's what we have to speak about in the video. So as always, I hope you've enjoyed this one, and if you have, a rating below really does help us out on the channel. Also be sure to get subscribed, and I'll keep you posted with more Destiny content as we get it. But otherwise, I very much appreciate you all tuning in, and whatever you get up to, I hope you have an awesome day.